Hello, I am Gregory the Poor Typist, and welcome to another edition of Typewriter Club Live. Today, our typing prompt is house. Hopefully, some of you were able to participate. We had a record turnout, at least for the longest time, last week with what was the I forget what the typing prompt was. Was it bulbous or was it bird? I don't remember which, but we had 5 people share their typing prompts, so that was pretty exciting. Yeah. So do you have memories of a house you lived in, or do you want to write about your dream house or something like that? Hopefully you can have fun with that if you haven't already. Yes. So let me go ahead and let some people in. And go. And I do want to remind you that TypePals is and always will be free. If you enjoy writing letters or postcards, be sure and join us at typepals.com. A reminder that the next 3 Sundays are going to be hanging with the poor typist. Same time, same place, same login information. It's going to be like this, but very, very, very low key. So if you've been nervous about coming on here before, that would be a good time to do it. So we're going to do hanging with the poor typist for the next 3 Sundays. And then the first Sunday of the month is going to be Typewriter Club Live. And I will remind you about Typo Radio, where you can listen to the TypePals podcast and Austin Typewriter Inc. And there are more shows coming, so be sure and check out Typo Radio. So, Susan, how are you doing? You're muted.
I'm fine, finally. I had a week from hell with no air conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
And finally, we got a new air conditioning unit, but I will tell you the supply chain issues are real.
Oh.
No, that was really the problem, is you couldn't find a unit. So they had to bring one from Waco to Dallas so that we could get a new air conditioning unit. But thankfully, all's well that ends well, although my wallet is definitely a lot lighter. But you know, you can't live here without it. You just cannot.
Yeah. I think we had to replace ours maybe 2 years ago, and my goodness, it's expensive.
Yes, it's very expensive, and I'm sure it's even more expensive this year. But of course, we're having this really super hot weather here in Texas that everyone has heard about. Like, we've had 40 odd days this summer so far of over 100-degree heat. And of course, it went out Sunday night. And so we had 4 days and 5 nights of no central air. Now we did buy, something to try and help cool, but it's just impossible. We considered going to stay at a hotel, but then we have the 2 hooligans, and what do you do with the dogs? Well, they have to go to boarding, and it's just adding more expense to the whole project. But we survived.
Yeah, that's so good that you survived.
Y'all survived. And it was right on the heels of the pop-up type-in that we had last Sunday. That's why I wasn't here. We had a pop-up type-in. Another typewriter collector was visiting North Texas from Ohio, and he organized a space for us to have people gather. And so, as always, the North Texas people gathered, and it was more people than I think he expected to have. The room wasn't very large, and there was like 15 of us, and people brought typewriters, but it was a lot of fun. It was totally different because it was only really typewriter people, and there was a lot of horse trading going on. Everybody was selling and buying and trading, and that was kind of fun to watch and hear about.
Yeah.
And probably the thing that surprised me the most is that 3 people brought Torpedo 18B typewriters to that particular event.
Wow.
And so I got to try a Torpedo 18B, Lynn Johansson's favorite.
Yeah.
And that was fun because I don't know. I don't ever think that my area really has very exotic typewriters, but I guess we do.
Excellent.
And there was a lot of people who brought the older typewriters too. And we had a raffle. They raffled off a typewriter, $5 a ticket, and to raffle off a typewriter. It was a really nice old typewriter, an LC Smith typewriter. I did not win, but that's fine because I don't really care for the older typewriters, but you know, people do. And a guy who is Typewriter Minutes on YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
he won the typewriter in the raffle, which was
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it was it was fun. It was a nice meeting. And you know, we all talked about how we can't wait to have another type in at the library.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to mute a couple people.
That's okay. And I got a lot of mail this week from people. I got a letter from Roger.
Oh, cool.
Which was nice. And obviously I every week I get a letter from Andrew.
Yeah.
That's like every week.
Keep those cards and letters coming.
We write back and forth every week, so that's always nice. So I have more correspondence to catch up with. Yeah.
I am curious about your thoughts on, would you prefer shorter letters that are more frequent or longer letters that are less frequent?
Well, me personally, I like them all the time. So I like them both ways. It depends on the person. And I mean, I've often commented in my letters that some weeks I have a lot to say and some weeks I don't. And when you don't, I still like to know, oh, hey, you know, great, I heard from you and, you know, blah, 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 this is what I'm doing. And just a short something is very nice too. Yeah. I got an amazing letter from Neil McMichael where he described his experience of buying his desk.
Oh.
And then there was a surprise ending at the end where he told me that he got an SG1, an Olympia SG1 for his desk. Nice. And of course, you know, I love my Olympia SG1, Betty. You know. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of, you know, sometimes the letters can be longer and those are fun, but it's also nice just to get a little note sometimes. Sometimes I have a lot to say, sometimes not so much.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I enjoy writing them as much as I enjoy receiving them. So the fact is, it gives me an excuse to get out the typewriter and type. And I really enjoy that a lot.
Excellent.
So for me, it can be either way.
Yeah. And of course you participate in the postcard exchange too. So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, you mentioned the pop-up. Is there talk of another pop-up or?
No, I don't think so much another pop-up. I think that everybody was looking to me, when was I going to have the next big one? And I'm going to have it in November. And so I told them, look for that information. I should be signing up probably this week, locking down my room. But, you know, the people didn't say anything about having another pop-up. I think they were thrilled to have one.
Yeah.
But I think that, as often is the case, there's just a few people who are really going to go out on a limb and actually do something. A lot of people talk about what they would like, but then they never actually do it. I've been the same way, so I get it. You know, sometimes when I first started this whole thing with type-ins here, when I first had my first one, you know, I wanted one for a long time and I hesitated having it because I was afraid nobody would show up. Well, what an idiot. Of course they showed up. And they showed up from everywhere.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, even the pop-up, we had Glenn Crookston came from Houston. We had people come from East Texas. So, people that are interested in typewriters, we love to talk about it. And so we're going to find a way to get to one if it's at all possible,
Nice.
So, and I enjoy that whole process of talking about it in advance. I mean, I jumped right on that and started posting on Austin Typewriter Inc.
Yeah.
every day, to help David advertise it so that we would get a lot of things. Also, he had asked me to text some people whose information I had and message them, and I did. And it was a good crowd.
Excellent.
And I really enjoyed it. I'm looking for a few machines. So if anybody sees one, I'm looking for a Montgomery Ward Escort 33 or 66. I'm looking for a Tower President that is two-toned. Can't find one. And I was told by Todd Payne of Lazy Dog Typewriters that I really need to get a Brother JP3. So, and Gregory, also the other thing I was going to tell you is that there is near me a thermal typewriter on Facebook Marketplace, and they want $25 for it, which I thought was a little expensive, but I don't know. So I'm kind of waiting to see if it sits there for a few days, and then I'll ask if they'll take a little bit less, like maybe $20 or $15.
Do you know which one it is?
I want to say it's one that Joe Van Cleve did a video on a long time ago. It comes with little tapes so that it can print regular, or it can, I want to say it's a Brother or Epson. It could be thermal, or use these little ribbon cassettes, and it comes with 2 ribbon cassettes.
Okay.
It's got chiclet keys.
It's sort of like a calculator.
Yeah, chiclet keys is how Joe Van Cleve described it.
Okay. So that's probably the Brother EP 20, or
yeah, I think it is the EP 20.
Okay. Yeah, I those are fun. But I definitely wouldn't pay more than 25 for it, and definitely try and get it for cheaper. But the values of even thermal typewriters have gone up. So $25 is not bad. As long as it works.
Well, supposedly it works. I don't know, but I just thought, I've never seen one before on Facebook Marketplace. This was my first time. I've never seen one in a estate sale, and I go to tons of them, never seen one. So I thought, well, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah. The first time you use it on thermal paper without the ribbon, it's like magic, and you'll fall in love. Well, at least I did.
I haven't tried one of those, but yeah. So people were trying to get me to try different typewriters instead of my more Rolls Royce typewriters that I tend to like the Hermes, and because I took 3 Hermes typewriters, 3000, so that people could try them and see the difference. And I was teaching people how to use the ribbon margin, the flying ribbons and all that. And because they're not that common. I mean, there are people that have them, but they're not that common, and they're, and I enjoyed that because I thought, well, we'll do a Joe Van Cleve thing and just test. We'll compare the boxy one to the curvy one. Does it make a difference? And since they've all been serviced and they all have new platens, it's a good test because you can really, see.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it was fun. It was
Excellent.
fun.
Now you mentioned that you tested Torpedo. What was that like? Did it live up to the hype?
I liked the Torpedo. Okay. But I'm not sure I like it better than the Olympias. And that's the thing. You know, if you're going to invest in a typewriter, it needs to be something that you either like better or bring something to the table that your other ones don't have. Because at this point in my collection, now that I have over 30, it seems like it's time to really hone in on what do I want to try, and then what do I not, what's not worth it for me, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, it took me a while to get to that stage too, but I'm exactly where you are. In
Well,
fact,
I find
was
that
talking
hard to
William
believe.
about some that are going to, some machines that I have, they're going to work their way into the general public again. So,
Yeah, I mean, at first, like I said, I always say, you know, first what everyone does is you're going to save them all. We're going to save every typewriter we see. Oh, it's a typewriter. Okay, I'll take it home. Oh, it's a typewriter. Okay, I'll take it home. My husband is still doing that. He brings me home stuff that I really don't want, but he thinks he's helping me.
Yeah.
So then we end up passing it on. I give it away, or I whatever, you know, and that's fine too.
Yeah.
But you know, as time has gone on, I've decided that the touch of the way that it types matters to me, or the features
yes.
that it has matters to me.
yes.
So now, like I said, I've gotten kind of snobby. Now I really like the Hermes. I like the Olympias. I want a different typeface. I want it to be something that's special. And I
Yeah.
have trouble keeping up with Andrew, so I have to keep.
Are you kidding? It's the other way around. Plus, you're the paper goddess too, so I'm learning about paper from you.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love paper. We talked about that at the pop-up typed in too, and people volunteered to send me paper. I said, send it on down. Give it to me.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's about it really for me.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here. And I'm so glad you're in air conditioning again.
Oh, you and me both.
Oh, man.
Honey. Let me tell you, it was brutal. Just
Oh.
brutal. Half of my house was shut off. We couldn't go back into that end of the house. And to have two big dogs, I mean, one is really more, I guess, more medium, because she really isn't that tall or anything. But the one, Tyler, I mean, he weighs 80 pounds. He's huge.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I mean, he's the size of a standard poodle, you know, he's big, long-legged. And they are stuck in one room with you trying to use a window air conditioner to keep cool. Oh my gosh. And it's 104 degrees outside. Brutal.
Yeah.
So I wish that on nobody.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait for summer to be over.
I know. You and me both. All right. Again, so good to see you, Susan.
It's always good to see you guys.
Excellent. Roger, how are you? Are you there, Roger? Oh, I don't think we have Roger. All right.
Are you here?
Oh, yes, there you go. How are
Okay.
you, Roger?
I'm okay. Not much typewriter stuff. I saw about 3 of them in a museum, another museum,
Oh, excellent.
but I don't know how accurate they were. It was a museum from before World War II, and they had several different brands.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how current that would be, or they just found some old typewriters and put them there. So, but it was nice to see some of them. It was very interesting.
Excellent. Excellent.
So
Well, that's good.
now I'm writing a letter. I'm supposed to have finished it last week, so, but not to type else. I was glad to hear Susan got my letter.
Yeah.
So,
That is excellent.
still have to send my postcard exchange from last time, so I'm a bit over time.
That's okay.
Uh,
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll do it probably this week if we find the time. It's been we've been busy these last few weeks, where I got some time off. We went to visit some museums, did some other outings, took my motorcycle for a couple of trips, so it's been okay. It's been hot too. We also have no air conditioning. Well, my air conditioning, half of it broke. It's 2 fans, but we don't have that much hot weather like in Texas. So, but one of my fans broke.
Oh, okay.
But it's still cool enough inside. That's one of the advantages of living in a cold house. In summertime, it stays reasonably cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So, well, that's about it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here, Roger.
You're welcome. Thanks for hosting again,
You're welcome.
as always.
So Russ Watson actually emailed me a question. Let's see. So, and he wanted to pose this to the group. So, when typing on a manual typewriter, if you make an error, do you cross it out using the X on the keyboard, or do you use other characters such as the hyphen or the / character? Yeah. So
I'm of the X camp. So that's what I use.
excellent. And Carlos was nodding. Yep.
Yeah.
So X's. Personally, you X as well. I vary actually. Sometimes I'll use the X. Sometimes, although not very often. Oftentimes I'll use the hash mark or the number sign. And sometimes if I don't want to completely obscure the word, I'll just use the /. So yeah.
Yeah. Don't ask William because he never makes mistakes. So he doesn't.
Plus he's frozen too.
Yeah, he's frozen too.
Oh, there we go. He's back. How do you do? Well, when you make mistakes, how do you mark them out, William?
If it's just 1 or 2 letters, I use it says my connection is unstable. I might lock out on them.
We can hear you right now.
Okay, if I misspell an entire word, I'll just put a question mark after it, space, and carry on.
What
the heck was that?
Yeah. Excellent.
And a few years ago, I managed to score what they called a I forget what it was, but it was a package of colored correction strips. And I can type on colored paper as well and use the correction strips for that particular color.
Is that like the little correct type sheets that you're talking about? Oh, okay, but in different colors.
Yeah.
Probably like canary and
yes, it was an executive. I think it's called an executive pack. So it has the white, cream, gray, canary, salmon, goldenrod, green, and blue.
Wow, that's quite a find. That really is. That's very cool. Yeah, because obviously most of us, when we use that method, if we're using colored paper, then it's going to be a glaring mistake, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
But as far as goes, when I receive letters with mistakes, I consider them to be part of the personality and the characteristic of the letter itself. If you want a word perfect document, you type it on a computer, edit it, re-edit it, then send a sterile document completely void of emotion and feeling. For a typed letter still has the feeling of the typist in it.
Yeah.
And as I say, when typewriters were the mainstay of the office, perfection was expected from professionally trained secretaries. Now that computers take care of that with the spell check, autocomplete, and grammar correction, and typewriters have become the domain of the of those who journal, scrapbookers, hobbyists, and enthusiasts, we have a certain level of forgiveness for ourselves as well as for others for those mistakes. And a lot of them find myself looking for them.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to look have to read the letter through 3 or 4 times to find every mistake. But to me, it just adds character to the letter.
Yeah, exactly. One of my favorite things to see on a typewritten page is the last line that kind of trails off.
And yep, and many a letter I have received, instead of an apostrophe for the retraction, they have an 8, like I8M.
That I make that all the time, and I just go back and do the apostrophe, and
Yeah.
it's
But
kind of
the thing is that us who know that the apostrophe is above the figure 8, we say, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, hopefully that answers your question, Russ. So, and thank you for being here as well. Let's see.
Gregory, can I
Yes.
jump
Yeah.
in for a moment?
Yes,
I
please.
see that Andrew Smith is online.
Yes.
Hi, Andrew. Did you receive my letter this week?
I did. I loved it. And that's
Okay.
when I started following you on Facebook. So I was seeing all those museums and stuff you were visiting.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I thank you very much for that.
But did
And
you
I already
receive?
wrote back. So now you're on
Yeah.
you're back on the hook again.
Yeah. Okay, but now you're still short one postcard from me. But I sent one postcard in the same batch of letters, but I don't know who it was. So you didn't receive a postcard?
No.
Okay, then it's going out next week, and you'll get one.
Totally
Have you
cool.
ever?
Totally cool. Never. I always tell everybody I love writing. That's half the
Yeah.
fun, kind of like what Susan says. Don't worry about how long it takes to respond, please.
Yeah.
All the people on this list, I can say that their letters are worth waiting for. So
Yeah.
never worry on my behalf, because
Yeah,
I'm
but
delighted when I get
Roger,
it.
I got a postcard and a letter.
okay, so then it was you who got them both.
It was me.
Okay.
Excellent. The mystery is solved.
Yep, it's solved.
Excellent. So,
Okay.
how are you doing?
Oh, did you say Andrew?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's all right. Yeah, doing really well. Kind of in a major typewriter mode right now. I was on the Saturday night call, and we had a very interesting conversation about when Diane came on and said, God, I got this typewriter and it has this pink stuff on the inside that looks like, I don't know, nail polish or something. And leave it to William, he knew what it was. It was stencil correction fluid from like the 80s or the 70s or something like that.
Oh, wow.
and
Cool.
he has a personal story about it. And that was the first time I ever heard. And then we talked about how stencils were actually created because everybody's got that white setting on their typewriter. Like, what the heck is it for?
Yeah.
So I learned all about that last night. Carlos shared he was doing a little gardening in the front yard, and he had his gardening gloves on, and that was pretty fun. And yeah, it was a really fun conversation last night. In fact, it was hard for all of us to hang up when it finally got, because we're supposed to get kicked out of the bar at 11 o'clock, just like in England. But we hung on a little bit longer, so that was fun.
Awesome. Very cool.
People helped me troubleshoot an issue I have with an SM9, which basically means I got to take it over to my home away from home at Berkeley and have those guys look at it. And I was over in Berkeley on Saturday, and they have some interesting, well, I'm going to share. I already told Christoph this because Christoph should be the next person. He has an exciting thing.
Ah.
They had a beautiful Olivetti Valentine with a Spanish keyboard. And I mean, perfect. Like you could have just bought it yesterday. And Joe at Berkeley was asking $550 for that machine. Needless to say, I passed on that opportunity, but I was impressed. I'd never seen a Valentine before in real life, only on photographs and stuff like that. So that was kind of cool. He had a bunch of Hermes machines, a Hermes 8, and then several 3000, and he sells those for $400 to $600. Now, that most of them have new platens if they need them. He's gone through them, so it's probably a good value. But being the cheapskate that I am, I thought that sounded like a lot. But that place for us going over to Berkeley is like Disneyland. It's so fun to go there.
Wow.
So that's it. Everybody's been sending me letters. I'm delighted. I'm actually behind the 8 ball now to get some out, which is a good place to be. Yeah, that's about it. Just keep those cards and letters coming because I sure like them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, Andrew, if you think about it, us typewriter collectors are like vintage car collectors. We look for cars that need restoring, need reconditioning that don't usually cost much. If you're a vintage car collector and only buy ones which have been fully reconditioned and are ready to just get out and drive, you're going to pay a heck of a lot more for them, but you don't have to do the work.
Yeah, I would say that. People who collect British cars, I think are, they all kind of get together, and I think it's a little bit like a support group or an AA meeting or something that you have to confess your. Well, let's just say, and I love British cars, but they can be challenging, I would say.
Yeah.
So
It's not just the British cars. I get the same problem with US motorcycles and cars.
Oh.
It's all challenging.
yeah, because Roger has, I think, you have a GMC Suburban or something that you drive in Belgium. I was so impressed.
Yeah, it's a Chevrolet. No, the Suburban's almost gone. It's an Avalanche now.
Oh.
But I got a couple of Harley Davidsons I'm restoring or repairing, and it's the same thing. It's always problems and not knowing what to do or how to do it, what tools to use.
Well, nowadays when people describe something difficult, they talk about something that has a lot of moving parts. I think typewriters and cars certainly fit in that category. So I guess we're lucky there's still people that have expertise and are sharing it with us, that we can keep these machines on the road.
Yeah.
So, Roger, quick question. Are SAE or Society of Automotive Engineer wrenches and tools available in Europe at all, or can you only get metric?
No, we can get everything here. It's just a little more expensive, and especially if you go for a brand.
Yes.
I mostly use Snap-on tools, and
those are expensive.
Exactly, and they're even more expensive over here.
Yeah.
They're beautiful though.
Yeah, and good quality, and a lifelong warranty.
And then William might know about how about Whitworth tools? That was a special British standard.
When I was a mechanic at a John Deere dealership, there were times when I had to buy a Snap-on tools because no other tool could stand up to the punishment that they got while working on the John Deere tractors.
Yeah. That's so. Yeah, I at work I had to buy a couple of small screwdrivers, and we only got it was from a small how you call padlock, and we got one screw loose and it already failed. So it's better to buy something a little more expensive. That's much better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Although I don't think you can get the typewriter tools. I think it's just what you get and what you find.
Or what you make.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hear that Christoph has something very exciting.
Yeah.
What do you have for us, Christoph?
Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Bonjour.
So what's new? What's exciting?
Do you speak about the Valentine?
Yes.
I found it on Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is the worst marketplace on the web, but sometimes, you could find some
Valentine.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I found it for 40 euros.
Oh wow.
Hi.
I went near Paris to pick up this Valentine.
French keyboard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just need to polish a little bit because I have small, I don't know, small scratches here to keep a revival of the red color because it's a little bit black inside and scratches but the machine is in the very, very, very good condition. The ribbon is totally dry,
Mhm.
but everything works. All the mechanic works. It's very clean, very shiny, very everything. Yes, very beautiful machine, but it's not for me. It's not for my collection. It's for close friends,
Ah,
and it's a gift. And I will, I will give him next spring. So I will keep this my furniture.
yeah. So wait until spring.
Up. I will polish. I will clean it and change the ribbon
Yeah.
and give to him when I will finish. I don't know if I showed you my my new Hermes because I have the green with the
Oh,
broken margins, my classic Hermes, and I booked this one
my goodness.
and totally work. It works perfectly. I
Wow.
cleaned, I changed the ribbon, and all the margins works. Everything works.
Wow.
And no, I'm using my yes, my report because I found some lift off
Oh, cool.
ribbons and this machine it's just awesome. I love it. It's fantastic. It's really funny. It's really, really funny to use.
Excellent. Very cool. Do you have any other daisy wheels for it? The little
I don't have any over daisy wheels. I just have one.
okay.
But I don't know how to find new daisy wheels.
I believe Ribbons Unlimited has daisy wheels. I'm not sure if they do international shipping though, so you'll need to look into that. But I do know that they have daisy wheels. You can also check on eBay. I'm not sure what type of daisy wheel specifically that takes.
I found the lift off in a German shop
Oh, okay.
in Munich.
Wow.
And for I don't remember for 10 euros a box, 15 euro a box of 5. It's a 5 inside.
Wow. That's pretty good.
And yeah, it works. It works very well. And it's a very funny, funny machine.
That's excellent.
The tabulation system is a little bit complicated. Oops. But the machine runs very well.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah, but for the Valentine, it was a surprise. The Valentine was a surprise because I didn't search because, as I say, the Facebook marketplace is a very, very bad marketplace. It's a mess where when you search typewriters, you find coffee machines or it's very difficult to find. And in the middle of the ads, I found this Valentine. So I drove yesterday to. I drove 300 kilometers to pick up. 300 kilometers. I went and back to pick up this Valentine. It was a young man and a young family, perhaps 25 old years man. I think he found it in his family, and I don't think he expected the real price of this machine.
Yeah.
Because on Etsy, prices are absolutely insane. Wow, on Etsy, it's the less expensive I found is $400, and on a French marketplace, I found a Valentine with a broken machine with missing parts without the box for 70 euro, and I think I'm lucky to find this one.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a great find.
It really is. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but sometimes
Carlos says that you can use it's called Swintech daisy wheels, and they're available on eBay. So Swintech is a typewriter manufacturer, and they make the electronic typewriters. So those work in your Olympia.
sometimes I found some dizzy wheels, but some it's not for Olympia, it's for other brand, and I don't know if I can fit these wheels on my Olympia. I don't want to buy dizzy wheels if I can fit my machine. I found the Canon. No, Canon, it's not good.
Yeah, the brand that works is Swintech. Swintech. SWINTEC.
And the manufacturer of that typewriter is actually Nakajima. So see
I was gonna
Nakajima
say,
stuff.
is that a Nakajima machine?
Okay, thanks, Brian.
Yep.
So chances are the Royal Daisy wheels will also work because they were manufactured for Royal by Nakajima,
Ah, okay. That's
I
good.
believe.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Yes, this is the same machine. Nakajima and Olympia Report Electronic are exactly the same machine. I bought the cartridge by searching Nakajima typewriters, not Olympia.
Yeah, I have the machine, and I've used the ones from Suntech too, for the daisy wheels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have an Olympia Printwell here, $25, but sometimes the shipping is
Yeah.
very expensive. $15 for the Printwell and $25 for the shipping.
Yep.
No, it's not a good idea.
Very cool. Yeah. So I'm glad you got that typewriter working, and I'm glad you got a fantastic deal on that Valentine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful one.
Yeah. Very cool. Excellent. Was there anything else new with you?
No, for today.
Okay. Excellent. Well, it's so good to see you, Christoph.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Excellent. Well, I was going to talk to William, but he's frozen again. Oh my. Let's go ahead. Oh, there. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and skip to Brian. Brian, how are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, nothing really going on. I got the dogs again.
Excellent.
Dogs are acting crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of this week, I was trying to make a mix CD for Ted, having way too much trouble with that, but I should be done pretty soon. It seems like the 3-inch CDs that Ted and I got from Amazon are not supported well by the CD burner that I got.
Oh.
So they work in some of my CD players, but not other ones, and text isn't recognized on the players that I have. The 5-inch CD, I can burn the same image onto it. On a standard CD, it works fine, but it doesn't work on the little 3-inch CDs, or it does some of the time.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna have to bail on those and get a larger envelope to send it.
Oh yeah.
So I've been making coasters, making bad CDs
Yeah.
out of these things. I got them all over the house.
Excellent.
Yeah, but nothing too typewriter going on.
Okay. Okay.
I did end up getting a different one from Amazon because I ran out of the other ones, the Panda ones, and these are inkjet printable. And
Oh yeah, I saw one of those. Didn't have printing on it yet.
Yeah, I'm fascinated with the inkjet printable thing, but I haven't got a printer that'll do it. So apparently, I have to look for one that does.
I've seen them that do that. Yeah, I think my parents actually have one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got a little special tray that comes out just the size of a CD.
Anyway, so I need to figure out if these are any better than the ones as far as playing and stuff. So I'll probably the next one I send you will be this, and I'll have to test that in various things.
Cool. I think I need to get another CD player too, just to test with. They're so cheap. I'll pick up another one that reads CD text, so I can check that.
I think I have mine writing CD text, but not for the individual tracks. I think I have to set that up to
I've seen
make that happen.
I've got outputting CD text for all the individual tracks if it works.
Yeah, that's something I need to figure out how to do.
Yeah, it works in my car. My car's got a 6-disc changer in the dash. You can load that up with stuff, and it displays the name of the track and the artist for each one.
More technical details we'll have to figure out.
Yeah,
I'll be reading the red book.
I was using IMG Burn. You ever use that?
I have not had much luck with that. I use a very old copy of Nero 6.
Gotcha.
In Windows XP to burn my CDs.
Gotcha.
So
I got Windows 11 or whatever.
And,
so I got to find stuff that runs on it and stuff that supports the things I want to support.
Yeah.
You search for information on CD text implementation, and it's just really sketchy.
Yeah.
Like no one ever really went full in on it. Sometimes
I'll have to see if Nero can do it. I think it can. It's a pretty full-featured thing. And CD burning was all the rage when that sort of thing was out. So it might have better tools for that.
Yeah, I've been going down the rabbit hole of counting frames and sectors and looking at my cue sheets for how things are split up and indexes. I've got a couple of players that have indexes, which they used to have on CD players. You'd like go track 1, index 2, like after the preamble or whatever. So that's fun to do, but I don't really need to. I'm just learning more about that. I never thought I wanted to know about CDs.
Who needs to is the thing.
That's right.
Who needs to own a typewriter?
It's so pointless. I enjoy how pointless it is.
I do too.
It's like typewriters in the modern world. It's arcane technology. The information is dying out from the world, and it's being held on by a few practitioners of these dark arts.
Find it interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so that's my big story this week. My struggle with 20-year-old technology.
Yeah.
Very old.
I'm sure you'll get it figured out.
Oh yeah. It's the challenge. It's the fun.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well, it's so good to see you, Brian.
Good to be here.
And Ted, how are you?
You taking me out of my turn?
Well, the order changed on my screen, so I go based on
Oh, okay. I am fine. How are you?
I'm very good, very good.
Are you having fun with your toy that I sent you?
Yes, yeah. I haven't had a ton of time to play around with it, but yeah.
So you
very,
haven't
very
made me a
cool.
present yet, huh?
What's that?
You haven't made me a present yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I still have a package on the way to you.
Oh, good.
I was actually waiting for a very small something to arrive. And it arrived. So yes, it will be going out early this week now. Oh man.
Didn't send it without the detonator.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Oh, by the way.
Oh. Good.
I got my first issue of Etc. The spring 2022 issue. So
very good.
Yeah, it's very, very slick, and it's excellent.
You will be getting another one very soon because we just got done proofreading the latest issue. So
okay, excellent.
It will be out very quickly.
Very cool. Is there anything new with you, Ted?
Let's see. Ooh, I found some cool carbon paper. That's blue.
Oh.
And so it prints blue on your second sheet, which makes it worth having as a first sheet.
Yeah, exactly.
And I got that for $1. Let's see. Oh, and I tried printing my letterheads on inkjet transparencies. I found a box of inkjet transparencies at a thrift store, and it's not so good to type on, unfortunately. I was kind of disappointed by it, and it's very hard to fold.
Yeah.
But the pictures look great.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, we can. Oh, we see them very clearly now. Yeah.
You get a little bit of 3D effect.
Yeah, very cool.
I like that. So that's something I might play around with a little more.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it. A couple interesting papers.
That is always
new
fun.
Typewriters.
Okay.
Didn't get much mail.
Oh.
So just thinking about typing on different materials, I know that Gregory has played around with aluminum foil.
Mm-hmm.
If you set your typewriter on stencil, type on aluminum foil, I wonder if you mail that internationally, if it would cause problems going through the various screening systems.
Huh.
Find out. Only one way to know.
Well, I actually have an interesting story about sending weird things through the mail. So this goes back to when we were kids, and my parents are divorced. So my dad would send us these care packages of random free things he had obtained, and he would always send us these McDonald's ketchup packs.
Oh, packs.
So my oldest brother got upset that he was sending us all this like free stuff, that clearly had no value to it. So he took one of these McDonald's ketchup packs, put it in just a regular envelope, and mailed it. Well, my dad received it in a plastic bag because it had exploded in the mail. Oh man.
Post office must have loved that.
Yeah, but my dad got the hint, and he never sent us ketchup packets anymore. So
that does seem like a weird thing.
Yeah. But I would be curious about the tinfoil. I don't think it would cause a problem, but you never know.
There's only one way to find out.
Exactly. Maybe your next letter will be on tinfoil.
And maybe I won't get it because it won't go through the mail.
I know, huh? I better send it separately.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't see it being a problem within the US, but once you start sending internationally.
Yeah, you'll have to send it to William.
Okay, I'll send it to William.
That's his way of angling for a tinfoil letter.
Oh,
no, it wasn't. It was just a thought.
Excellent. Yeah. All right. Well, it's so good to see you, Ted.
Thank you very much. It's good to see you too.
Excellent.
I just woke up, so.
Oh. And William, we have you back. So how are you doing?
Doing very well.
Excellent.
It's been quite warm here. The shop has been stupidly busy. I've been trying to get a letter written to another type pal. It's been on hold for almost a month now because I haven't had time to get back to it. But I did receive a nice five-page letter from Laura DeMozek, north end of Calgary, and a 3-page letter from, was it 3 or 4-page letter? 4-page letter from Phil Guthrie.
Nice.
And if Sean comes back, YYC Typewriters, I have a new typewriter, or two actually, but he has in his care at the moment.
Oh.
Because I had him pick him up from somewhere in Calgary, and the plan is to get together later on this summer or early fall to get together for coffee and collect typewriters.
Excellent.
One is a Smith Corner 5TE in Desert Sand. Third generation electric.
Wow.
So kind of looking forward to getting my mitts on that one.
Yeah.
See what's with it, because the seller was saying it sounds like it tries to work but doesn't actually type. I'm thinking it either stuck or broken belt, and the clutch so my guess is the clutch can't quite kick in properly and spin everything.
Okay.
So, well, we'll find that out once you get there.
Yeah, yeah. Through the typewriter underground.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's cool. And again, that's one thing I love about this. You know, the connections we make, and you know, it helps facilitate getting typewriters that we might not otherwise be able to obtain. So.
Yeah. I know. Christoph was talking about, or was it Russ talking about shipping being so expensive from the US. From the US. I think one trick may be to get a contact in the US. When you buy stuff, have all the stuff shipped to that one contact, then have that one contact package to ship it internationally.
Huh.
You know, so instead of paying $25 for 5 different packages, you can spend $5 for each package to ship them to this friend, and $25 for all 5 to ship them to US, to Germany, Netherlands, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the problem is you have to bother the friends all the time. I used to do that too, send packages to friends and have them send it to me, but it's always a hassle.
It depends how accommodating you are. Like, I would have absolutely no problem at all doing that for another type pal. I can't promise how soon the package would get out, but because I'd want to write a letter to go with it.
Yeah, I was always finding it bothered my friends. You have to ask this, you have to ask that, you have to send it to them, they have to send it to you. It just lots of troubles.
Oh, yeah. But I guess if you have like a prearranged agreement, and I think that's kind of what William is talking about. You know, agreement. That would work. But yeah, I definitely see how that could also be an issue. So. Yeah. Excellent. Anything else new with you, William?
Not really. That's about it.
Okay. Excellent. Well, it's good to see you, and I'm glad your connection stabilized.
Mm-hmm. We're on this Starlink, which sometimes when a satellite goes out of range, we'll lose connection.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Carlos, how are you doing?
Doing well.
Very good. Very good. Anything new with you?
Typewriter Rise. It's been a while, but I got some Typestar 5 and a Typestar. I think it's 110 or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been neat to have more advanced thermal typewriter, I guess.
Yeah.
But mostly been working on my SM9 and my Electric, or
Okay.
writing on those two. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. And remind me when you were planning on coming down this way?
Sometime this month. I'm not sure when yet.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Be sure and let me know.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, it's so good to see you, Carlos.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Bill, are you there? Mr. Bill Teft?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. How are you?
I'm very good. Been recovering from a accident last weekend, but I wanted to. Bye, Bruce. Happy, sweet dreams. I'm reading a wonderful new book called The Typewriter Century by Martin Lyons. Maybe it's well known amongst us, but it's a really great book. And University of Toronto Press was published last year. Talks about the cultural history of the typewriter over the last 100 years.
Okay.
So that's what I've been doing, recovering and reading.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, the reading part is good anyway. Well, I guess recovering is good too.
Yeah, at least I'm not getting any worse.
Exactly. Yes.
And then the precision drill press I mentioned last Sunday has been fully restored, and I've even installed a dial indicator, and so now it's just a wonderfully restored piece of equipment. So I've been drilling like crazy.
Very cool.
It can make very, very tiny holes.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
Wow.
So for clock making and other types of foolishness.
Yeah. I don't know how foolish it is, but excellent. Well, that's good to hear.
Well, it's great to see everybody. We've had a wonderful monsoon season we have here in the Southwest. I don't know how it's been for you, Ted.
It's been very good, actually. Past few weeks, we've been getting rain at least once a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times.
Has there been any flooding in Phoenix?
I don't know. I'm on the mesa, so
you're on the mesa.
I stand about just enough feet above valley that we don't get flooding.
Yeah.
Everything around us floods.
We've had a bit of flooding. Of course, you may have heard about our forest fires this past summer, and that's causing a great deal of concern, at least in northern New Mexico. The burn areas has been also experiencing our usual afternoon rains in the high country. People don't realize how out here in the desert, the rain, we get about 9 to 10 inches of rain a year, but it all comes at once.
Yes.
So
and they call them flash floods.
Yes. So it's amazing what's happening over in Death Valley over the last few days, where they've experienced a really unprecedented rain and washouts of highways and things like that. People, they've been of course the media is kind of using a lot of hyperbole. There have been people that have been stranded, although people have managed to get out. But out here in the desert, we either have no rain or too much rain, so it's a mixed blessing. But the cooler temperatures in the afternoon, thunderstorms are really, really wonderful.
Mhm. I got some good recordings. Thunderstorms.
Ah, excellent.
Oh, good.
Very nice. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, Bill.
Thank you, Gregory.
You're welcome. Did anybody do the typing prompt today? The typing prompt is house. Oh, Ted didn't do his homework. Actually, a lot of people, including myself, didn't do our homework, but
I'm pretty good about it though.
yeah, yes,
I've done
yes,
something.
yes.
I have a
Definitely.
participation award.
Yeah. I always appreciate that. And actually last week we had 5 people participate. I was pretty excited about that. That was very nice. I think possibly moving forward, I may, we're only gonna have Typewriter Club live once a month. But I may or may not continue with the typing prompts. We'll see. I was kind of encouraged last week when there were 5. I was like, well, maybe I should continue it. But I don't know. I think it's overall, I think it's petering out a little bit. But
You know what the problem is?
what's that?
You're not demanding we do it.
Otherwise,
that
5
has to be
classes
part of
from-
the entrance fee to get in.
Yeah. Did you do your typing prompt? No, you're gone. You're
Click.
banned. The ban hammer. Oh, Ted, you'll be interested to know I'm working on a very special project that involves mini DVDs. Are you familiar with those?
I do. I am.
Okay.
I have DVD burners in my computer still.
I happen to score a camcorder that uses mini DVDs.
Oh, okay. Well, I might have to send you some because I have a few of them that I tried in another thing, but I couldn't get that thing to work. So
okay, well, I did get a 50-pack, so if you want to hold on to them, you can.
okay.
So I have.
I can definitely read them. So
okay, cool. All right, well, you'll be getting one.
right.
Probably not in this package, but the next one, because in order to finalize them, you have to have the power cord, and it did not come with the power cord, but I have one on its way. So, but it's not going to be it's not going to be here in time. So, and
That sounds very intriguing.
Yeah, your package has already been delayed enough, so I don't want to delay it any further. So,
alrighty.
Yeah. Speaking of the typing prompt, do you have any like memories of houses you've lived in, or that you're willing to share? Or
Well, I have owned 3 houses in my life. I have lived in many more than that, but I have very fond memories of, well, the 3 houses I've had are named. The first one was monastery. The second one was the ranch, and this one is sanctuary. So they all, in certain ways, have meaning to that part of my life where I lived there.
Wow.
And that's about as far as I can go with that. So
yeah, no, that's okay. It's very intriguing though.
There's a story there. So
yeah. I do wonder what I would call this house. I'm not sure. But we once lived in apartments that were called the ranch. So it was a pretty good apartment too. It was just a small complex. I think there were like 60 apartments or something like that, just all one level, and we were number 57. So we have that special attachment to the number 57. So that was the first place we lived as a married couple. So I moved in with our cat, and then my wife moved in after we got married. We're old-fashioned that way, but but the cat had already determined it was his territory. So
Mhm.
when she moved in, oh man, he hated her guts. Woo-wee. So we had to consult a behaviorist, and we were able to resolve it. And in fact, he ended up loving her more than me. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Another odd consequence with the houses I've owned is they've all had the number 45 in them.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
And that has been not on purpose. So
That is very
not
interesting.
like I specifically choose that.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe on some level you do. Very cool. Well, as far as me, one of my strongest memories is when we would go back to visit my dad in Illinois, and at some point we were visiting my grandma on my dad's side, and she had this multi-story house, and myself and my two older brothers would go up into the attic because that's what boys do.
Mhm.
And maybe girls too, I don't know, but anyway, we'd go up in there, and it seemed like it was always like storming in
Mhm.
Illinois, and yeah, there were just lots of fun times spent up there by ourselves, hearing the storm and the lightning and the thunder and all that good stuff, and just hanging out up there. I don't even remember specifically what we did. I was very young at the time, but so my memories of it are vague as far as like what we were doing, but I do know we hung up there and had a grand time. So that's one of my strong house memories. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Very
All
cool.
righty.
Brian, what are you typing? Thank you. Thank you. Even though we didn't type it. I wonder what Brian's typing.
There you go. And unmute myself.
There we
I'm
go.
typing a letter to Ted.
Oh, excellent.
Yay!
Getting it all done.
I love it when your giant hand comes toward them.
I know.
Yeah, I've got my phone hooked up today, so I get a little close to the camera when I go to press the
Yeah.
unmute button.
Yeah. Excellent. All right.
So I can do this when
Oh.
easy to move.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I'm chasing around with my laptop, it's harder to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Back to typing.
Yep.
I see Bill has his hand up. You had a comment, Bill?
Thank you, Greg. House, as a smart ass, I always take a different turn. There's a village out in the eastern part of New Mexico on the Texas border with the name House. And that's the first thing that popped into my mind when I saw the prompt. And there's a kind of an interesting story connected with the village, which with your indulgence, I'll try to keep it brief. Is that okay, Gregory?
Oh, of course, go for it.
Well, out in that country of it's known as the Cap Rock or the Llano Estacado. It's very flat, and it's capped off by a fairly thick limestone layer, and the limestone layer has a lot of caves and sinkholes and things like that. And there are a lot of lakes and other things too that have accumulated. Back in the early part of the 20th century, it got settled quite a bit, and there was a lake that was where the village of House got its water. One night they heard a noise, and of course the cliche is like a freight train coming through. And they woke up, and all the water had drained out of the lake. And so the source of water was gone, and the lake had dried up, and the water had all disappeared down into all the caves and nooks and crannies down below. So that was a little vignette of the history. And of course, when that happened, house went from a thriving community to basically just a spot on a map.
Wow. Wow. That is very interesting and kind of sad. Oh, excellent. Ken, are you there? Hey, Ken, how are you? There
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah, it's been a day,
Oh,
but no, it's all good. Just picked up an Olympiette, which is a electric type bar. I was looking for an S9, and I saw that from a distance at a Goodwill or one of the thrift stores, and I thought, wow, I finally found an S9 with regular typeface. They've got one with the 41 slant that quartz, and I thought, a remote possibility. So I grabbed it, brought it home. It works, and I thought, maybe I can take those type bars and put them in that S9 case, but it's actually made in Japan. It's a German made in Japan, and I started looking at it. It's like, and then somebody, I don't know if it's Sue, somebody said, hey, you got a type bar, that's cool. Electric type bar. I thought, yeah, maybe, because I'm not a big electric guy, but no, it's not bad. It is kind of weird because it's got the X and the period and the dash are red. All the other ones are white letters. And so you can, if you hooked it up to a speaker, some kind of intruder, you could just
yeah.
hit the X. A space bar is one thing, but the X is that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just keep it intact. I don't want to destroy, have two typewriters and make one out of them, because that's just one less typewriter on the market or in existence. So
yeah.
I'm trying to do the right thing, but anyway, I heard Susan was looking for a couple of towers and a brother and all that. So I'll keep looking for an SM9 and an SM3, and then I think it'll be my collection will be complete until I start going to all the fonts and all that. Hopefully I won't get to the stage.
Exactly.
I'm still a beginner. So
yeah.
But
your collection will be complete until you talk to another typewriter collector who tells you that you need to get this and this and this. And then you're off on the search for those things. That's what happens to me. But the electric type bar machines are awesome. I have two. I have a Hermes and I have a Smith Corona. I have a 5TE, and they're a lot of fun. And the 5TE, I have Ted's book I use to clean it up and make sure it's working great and everything. And when you're tired, they're really great because they just type right along. You can really move on those versus on the manuals that you have to give a little bit more effort. So I tell you, enjoy it. It is a treasure. You will love it.
you saved it. You saved a machine with your comment. And it's, I jumped on it to say, it's like, it's probably not going to work. It turned on, I could hear it hum. And when I got home, I couldn't believe it actually worked. Just needed a ribbon. The lower case is a little high, so I'm going to have to adjust it. But I look on Ted Monk's database and pull the manual down for that. Hopefully he's got one on the Olympiette, that a type bar. I haven't checked it out yet, but I graduate.
Don't be in a rush to tear your machines apart. Enjoy it first.
Which one are you looking for?
It's an Olympiette. It's made in Japan, but it's kind of a cheap one, but it's it's plastic, definitely not M9 quality, but it's got type bars in it.
It's a Nakajima.
Oh, okay. Nakajima?
Nakajima. Yeah, and I think I've got the manual for that. Let's see.
But
Pretty sure I do.
And that would include the motion adjustment, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's what he needs. So
what'd you call it?
The motion.
Ocean.
motion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. On feet in motion.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy though. On those. Is that the carriage shift one or the segment shift one?
It's carriage. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's just like a Hermes rocket. There's two set screws and nuts that are on either end of the carriage rails.
Okay.
And you adjust those, one on each side for uppercase and one on each side for lowercase.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've done the rocket before, so that'll be
Yeah,
easy.
it's pretty easy.
Yep.
All right.
Actually, with those, the thing that happens on those is they start off. They were built in the late 70s, early 80s, and they had little plastic pads on the bottoms of those adjustment screws, and those little plastic pads just snap off. And so what's happening to you is you probably have quite a difference between upper and lower case, right?
Right,
It's
yeah.
almost half the letter.
Right. Exactly.
That's because those plastic pads have snapped off, and you can actually just get, like, take not felt, but something a little more sturdier than felt, and glue the pad underneath there, just enough to bring it back up. I don't do that because I don't trust having stuff stuck to the bottom of that set screw. So I'll actually adjust it way out into the point where it's actually right, and it has just the metal part of the screw hitting the stop. But they put those plastic pads on to make it sound better,
Quieter.
I guess.
Yeah.
But they didn't last long.
Okay. So you don't have to change the actual bolt out or the screw out. You just
No,
screw
no,
it
no.
back in farther. There's enough.
Yeah, you
thread
just
on it.
you screw it in farther. And in fact, I have a blog post about that very thing.
Oh, perfect. Of course you do. You and Joe.
I'll go ahead and put it in the chat.
Oh, thanks.
Excellent. Yeah, even I have done one of those, so it should be a piece of cake for you, because I don't do repairs, and I managed to do it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the granddaughter that our friend, we have breakfast with every Saturday over in Seguin. We've got a group of about 6 couples. Well, their granddaughter was with them for a while, and I let her borrow my rocket. And I got it back last week. She went back to her mom, but she sold. The friends we had said that she typed all of her friends, typed letters and stuff to all of her friends, and
Oh.
10 years old.
Yeah.
So, and I thought, I've got a Skywriter. Somebody said, hey, they'll send me a Skywriter, but I ran it against the grandmother, and she said she loved those green keys. So I'm looking for like a baby or a rocket or something
Yeah.
else. But that's it. That's all I've got. It's just trying to on the market for more typewriters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always on the hunt. But
And Ted put the link in the chat, and then I copied it and put it in the YouTube chat, so you could get
great.
it from either place. So
Thanks, Ted.
and he says it's the same machine but a different shell. So the mechanics are the same.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Just cosmetic. Made it look like a German
Yeah.
wrapper on it, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent. All right. Well, so good to see you, Ken.
Oh, thanks.
Diane, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's
Hope
good.
you're well too.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah. Anything new with you?
No,
No.
nothing new with me. It's like my desk is still cluttered as all get out.
Oh.
So is my office.
Yeah, you should see mine. Mine is in bad shape right now, but it's a work in progress though. So
Yeah, that's the problem with my house in general. It's a work in progress, and
yeah.
unless I actually make the time to do it, it's not going to get done. And I never seem to make the time to do it. I'd rather do typewriters. I'd rather use typewriters, talk typewriters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I'm not doing that, work.
Yeah. And what have you been typing lately?
Just a second.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Daniel, are you there? Maybe he's not there yet.
Turning it on.
There we
turning it
go.
on. Well, I was late joining, so
That's okay.
yeah, we were out, and it's been like a terrible thunderstorm here, so I
Oh,
wasn't sure if it was going to last or not.
yeah.
Anyway, so I think the big cloud has gone by,
Okay.
and it's all better. But yeah, we were out and about, and we actually went to one of those art store supplies for artists, and I kind of bought some sketching paper, $5 for that pad.
Nice.
So it's about 80 sheets, and it's a little bit thicker. So
Yeah.
I'll try that for typing. And there were also like boxes of paper and envelopes
Okay.
at discount rates.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun to
Yeah.
go shop there and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I was listening to Ted talk about those little plastic pads. The same thing on my brother JP3. It had the same little kind of rubber things, and I tried adjusting it without the pads, and yes, it worked, but I caved in and I went to buy some little bumpers for doors or drawers, and they're 1/4 of an inch diameter, and they stick, so they're self-adhesive. You peel it from the sheet, and so I ended up putting that under for, like to make it a bit. It's less clunky when you shift, but I do. I'm with Ted. Those might not last.
Yeah.
They're first of all, those bumpers are softer than the originals. I'm sure the originals were rubber, so the bumpers are softer, and therefore the adjustment might change over time because they're so soft they might squish a bit or
That's
something
true.
like that. So I don't know how long it's going to last, but the other solution that I thought is cutting some old bicycle tubes into little 1/4 inch pucks, like little 1/4 inch washers, and then sticking that under and seeing if that's going to work. Anyway, so we'll see. I don't use the JP3 that often because it's kind of like a harder keyboard. It just requires more pressure to type with that. Not that it's not gummy or it's not stuck. It's all cleaned up.
No,
I
you
cleaned
just
it
have
up
a heavier
really.
touch.
Yeah, a heavier touch, and not a snappy one. Not like my SM9, which is heavier at the beginning, but then suddenly it releases, and you get like something. The brother is kind of heavier all the way down.
Yeah, I agree.
But I told a story last fall. I found it at a thrift store like close to my place, and it was in fantastic condition, and was very affordable, and it's got a French Canadian keyboard. So it's like come on, like it's calling for me. So so I have it as part of my collection, and from time to time I do take it out, and I've seen one guy on YouTube do it, change some springs inside to make it easier. I might do that, but I think the counterpart of that is if you remove those springs, then the type bars don't come back as fast. I think that's the compromise, because those springs they're hard to press, but they also bring the type bars back fast. And if you make it easier to type, then I think they don't come back so fast, which might not be an issue because I don't type that fast. But it could be crowding more, because sometimes if letters are close by on the keyboard, I tend to instead of following the advice of being constant and always type at the same rhythm, every letter at, like music, like a music beat, like to always type. Sometimes I do get carried away, and then that's when it crowds. Anyway, I'll try it, but it's kind of interesting. So Ken, I think that like Susan said, I think once you do that, you will have some fun with that electric, because they're so helpful.
They're cheesy but fun, and they actually print very well.
Yes.
Yes. And they're easy to type on. So it's like, it's basically, those machines are the culmination of all electric typewriter type bar designs that had been made up to that point. Because you're talking about the 1980s when these things came out. And it's pretty much the end point of the design into the Japanese quality design for type bar machines. And it's, it's cheap, it's made to a price point, but it's very serviceable, and every one you find is still working.
And with that little I know it's not technical, but that little bar that runs across, it's like a real
little
long
flappy thing. Yeah. It's got a little,
fan. Is that just to cool it off, or is that like a governor?
That's your what a power roller does in like an IBM type bar electric. When you, it's the same thing as a power roller, and sometimes machines have a rubber power roller and sometimes they have a metal one. This one just has a bar with a couple flaps on it that just slap the type bars when they come around.
Oh, okay.
Because what's happening is when you push that key in a little, all it does is push in the type bar on the keyboard side just enough that paddle catches it and flings the type bar against the.
It's amazing.
Platen.
Amazing it's that durable. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot of.
It's cheap, but it works great.
Yeah. That works.
It's a culmination of a design philosophy.
Well, that's good. I think they keep it around.
There's lots of them. I still see those things practically brand new in thrift stores. Usually like Sears Electric 1 and Sears Electric 2s and Student Diplomat or something, and they call it a bunch of different things, but they're all Nakajimas underneath.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you said the serial number, that's
that will tell you what year it is. Yeah.
So it looked like a little red thing. It was it's it's 3012993.
Probably 1983.
1983. Okay. All right. Yeah. I guess that was just to protect the type bar.
The color selector on it, is it white or black? Silver, white?
It's silver, black, red.
Oh, okay. So it's
red to the top, red.
It's not the correcting model.
Oh, oh well. That's all right. It is weird though, the non-irregularity or the regularity of the typeface. Anything else, you're not totally consistent. This is just same thing.
It'll print very well. They'll print very, very well.
That's not bad. Well, thanks.
That's a big advantage.
You're welcome.
That's a big advantage. And that segment, the red piece that you had was for shipping. That's how they were sold. If you bought one new, that would be in segment to prevent it, like the type bars from moving during shipping.
Okay.
So that shows you that the person who bought it kept all those little bits that a lot of people throw away, but whoever bought that kept that protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the case was good except for the slide rollers. They were, broken. I think after time they get brittle. but the front slider thing that keeps the case closed. Other than that, it had all the documentation with it, so that was nice.
Yeah.
Good background.
Yeah, very cool.
Good one. Good one.
Now, Daniel, you were showing the sketching paper, and I have to say, I love using sketching paper as typing paper because it very often has a very nice texture to it.
Right. That's exactly what attracted me to it. This one is wrapped. I mean, in the store they had one that was open.
Yeah.
But this one is wrapped in plastic because it's new. But the texture was there was texture. It's not a smooth thing. So it's made to, as a sketching, to really absorb ink or take on even pencil or charcoal or whatever. But so I look forward to trying it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun to have different types of papers. I get phases where I use old vintage airmail paper.
Yeah.
Some newsprint. I was a phase I was writing letters to people on newsprint, and I was receiving letters from people that had beautiful stationery, expensive paper, and with printed letterhead, and I felt like, oh, I'm getting those. It's a big investment on their part, and me, I'm just like typing on newsprint and so on and so forth. So it's just because I like to try the different papers. That's all.
Well, I kind of think that, anything other than the standard, bright white copy paper that we usually see, anything other than that is a good thing, I think. So I actually love typing on newsprint as well. So, yeah.
No, I think
sorry,
it works.
Go ahead.
Like the newsprint, I saw at that store, they had what Joe Van Cleve talked about. They had a bigger pad of newsprint.
Yes.
You can make 6 pages out of one sheet of those. Cut it.
Yeah.
And I might go back at one point and get that or not. I don't know. We'll just see.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to get I think it's 12 by 9 pads, and then I cut it in half so that it's 6 by 9, because 6 by 9 is like, I think it's a very visually appealing size. It's a little small for letters, but you can do multiple pages. So yeah.
I like also to type like you on those. I think that maybe it's the proportions that are right. For 6 by 9. Plus, I use very narrow margins on either side, and I tend to have single line spacing, and you can put a lot on 6 by 9 if you do it like that.
Yeah.
And it uses a smaller envelope and everything, so it's also a bit of a smaller footprint, and it maximizes the use of the paper. So
yes, exactly.
That's some consideration.
Yeah. William, you were going to say something?
Yes, I picked up a pad of that sketch paper after having felt the surface of it, and I thought, with the roughness, that should make a good backing paper because it should grip the platen and grip the paper.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now, talking about fancy letterheads, if ever you got a letter from Bill Guthrie.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He gets creative with those.
Mm-hmm. He reads, he writes, and sometimes he gets the blues.
Oh. Yeah. Excellent.
I haven't seen that one from Bill, so I
know you never know what you're going to get from him.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's the head of so many different organizations now.
Mm-hmm.
Those obscure organizations, or
yes,
it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun. Oh, talking about that, I'm going to send the first letter of a sequential letter. So we have another second group from the forum, the discussion forum that I got. So there's three more than me. So there are 4 of us in total that are going to do another sequential letter, and just to to write on Bill's idea. William just talked about Bill and
Yeah.
to just talk about the fact that he started this, and
Yes.
so we got another group, and then we can talk about it here or at other Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
How it goes and so on and so forth. And so it's kind of fun to a different, just a fun thing to do with a small group, and everybody's going to see the letter of the others at the end, because like Bill is going to do. So at the end we scan, like the person, I'm starting it, but I'm going to receive the package at the end. So at the end we're going to scan it and then share it with the others. So
very
then they
cool.
can keep it. You can keep it. You can print it if you want.
Yeah.
Put it in their archive.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah, that's very cool. I love that idea. So I'm glad it's catching on, and I keep missing it in the forums.
Well, if you want, I'll add you, because it's not too late. My letter is here and it hasn't been sent yet. So if you
yeah,
want
add
the
me,
first one-
definitely.
Oh, good. Okay,
Yeah.
so you know what? I'll do a little postscriptum to my letter and said we've just added Gregory Short
Excellent,
to,
excellent.
to the list, and thank you for mentioning it, because I didn't do a call. I didn't do a specific call for people on the forum. I just
Okay.
I just kept replying to Bill's original post.
Ah.
So
okay.
that's a chain. That's in the
Okay.
same topic, right? But it's a replies and replies.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a chain within a chain.
Yeah.
And we're not supposed to call it a chain letter. It's a sequential one.
Yes. Chain letters have a bad
Bad reputation.
Oh, I think they have a great reputation. I make my bread and butter on those things in the
Did
90s.
you like tell us, like, because that's interesting.
Okay, I did not send chain letters. I was a printer, and there was
Yeah.
this guy that was down in Tucson who would drive up to town every week and buy 10,000 chain letters. Just he just typed it out on his typewriter and he'd give it to us, and we'd shoot a stat of it, and I'd run it on my press, and I'd do 10,000 of his letters, and he would fold them all up, stick them in envelopes, stick a stamp on them, type an address on them, and send them out in a week. Somehow, I don't know. He probably hired people to do it, but he made good
machines.
money doing that. But he'd come by in his little red Toyota and come pick up 2 boxes of printed chain letters.
Wow.
Every
Okay,
week.
I'm missing something. Like, how does he make money out of that? He's asking for money back or something?
Yes, I don't know if you understand, if you know what chain letters are about. It's kind of like a Ponzi scheme, except basically it says you send me back $1 and then send out a whole bunch of these letters, and you'll get a whole bunch of money back. But it's if you send in the $1, you're just paying that guy.
Yeah.
And then you have to do the work to get people to send you money, to scam people into sending you money through whatever you write in this chain letter. But it's usually an appeal to, you're going to make money just by asking for money and telling people this great idea of sending out chain letters asking for money. And apparently it works.
I have to confess, I've done it, but for me it did not work. I didn't send out that many.
Of course it doesn't work for you. It's a Ponzi scheme.
But essentially, the one I participated in, so you have 5 names and addresses, and you send $1 to each of those people.
Exactly.
You put your name either at the bottom or the top.
Yeah, top, and then move everything out and send out the letters, and then
send it out, and then presumably, you'll keep moving up the list, and by the time you get to the top of the list, theoretically, hundreds or even thousands of people could be sending you $1.
It works on you because you're an honest person and you think people will do it.
I know. But yes, those are and were quite illegal.
They questionable legality, many states, at least in the 90s. It was perfectly legal for me to print them for them. So
well, yeah, printing, that wouldn't be an issue, definitely. but there's
He
it's
spent
definitely
thousands on postage, I'm sure, but
questionable.
yeah, apparently he made the money. So
Yeah. Did
not enough to buy anything better than the little red Toyota from the 60s.
Yeah.
So
did you ever hear about the 2-cent postage scam?
no.
I don't remember exactly how it worked, but you could mail a first class letter for 2 cents, and essentially there was nothing the post office could do about it. I think I want to say it involved putting a 2-cent stamp and not putting your return address, and you mail it to someone. And then they had no one to return it to for unpaid postage. They caught on, so they have ways of dealing with it now. But at the time, this was in probably the early to mid 90s. At that time, they had no way around it, and so you could mail a first class letter for 2 cents. But why specifically 2 cents and not 1 cent? I don't know, but
They had a way around it, but they just didn't want to deal with the blowback.
yeah.
Yeah, Ken is saying here in the chat that some of the darker ones involved a curse if you didn't participate. And yeah, it's it's if you're playing on the emotions and the gullibility of a certain type of person. And that's I mean, it still happens today. That's what TV preachers work on. That's what politicians work on. It's they play on the weaknesses of others.
Yeah, definitely.
The scam that I was heard of. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Brian.
Good. The scam that I was heard was addressing the letter to an address that wasn't deliverable, and putting the address of the person you wanted to send it to as the return address.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. I think that's what it was. Yeah. Yep.
Don't do that. It's bad.
No, yeah, it's bad. Oh, yeah.
Scams with the poor typist.
I know, right? They're gonna shut us down. Oh my, yeah.
Scams and grifting.
Scampals.com.
Oh man, that's funny.
I know that back in the 70s, my mum used to take part in what is called round robin letters. As you would type a letter, send it to someone, they would add a page, send it to someone else, they would add a page, and it would eventually come back to you with a whole stack of pages written from different people.
Yeah,
that's exactly what Daniel and Bill have been doing. The one that I participated in, I got an envelope full of other people's letters, and I added my own and sent it off. So I think that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, a round robin. That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that it would be necessary for me to make it an official thing of Type Pals, but I mean, it seems to be succeeding even just in the forums there. But I guess the only difference would be I would set it up as an actual event, sort of like the postcard exchange. Yeah,
I agree. I want to get in on this letter too. So if I'm allowed to, I would love to sign up.
Okay.
I guess I better look at the forums.
Yeah, I know.
Do it the right way, damn it.
Well, it sounded like it wasn't too late. I don't think Daniel's on here anymore, but it sounded like it wasn't too late because he still has it.
All right, let's see if I can sign up.
Yeah.
I'll have to check. Never been on the forum before.
Yeah, there's not a ton of activity, but it's definitely picked up from the early days. So I talk about Type Pals like it's been around forever, but
It's been around what now for 18 months or 2 years?
Something like that, yeah, something like that.
I know that my 1-year subscription is up for renewal today, so I better get. I better get on that.
Excellent. Yeah, and actually coming up on September 13 is the 2nd anniversary of Typewriter Club Live, because for some reason I did the first ever episode on my birthday. I don't know what I was thinking, but I guess I wanted to do something new and exciting on my birthday. It it just sort of worked out that way, but that will be an easy way to remember the anniversary of Typewriter Club Live. So, oh, excellent. I see Diane is hard at work typing something. Yes, I'm talking about you, Diane.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. What are you typing, if you don't mind?
I'm typing a letter in reply to one I received back on May 25th.
Oh, okay. So your backlog isn't as bad as mine.
It's pretty bad, but anyway, sorry, I had a phone call from my mom that I had to answer.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So yeah, I'm using my tuxedo, if you want to call it a tuxedo.
Sure. I love the look of that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's a Galaxy.
And it has the lid that slides forward, right? The ribbon
Yeah.
cut? Yeah.
The first version even that gets fouled up a lot more than the other version.
Oh.
That's a very early Galaxy. That's probably
It's 1960, and actually I
Yep.
was looking, and I for some silly reason I don't have a type sample for this out there on the site.
Oh.
Not sure why that happened, but
it is very silly.
probably
You should rectify that.
yeah, it's probably because it hasn't been used in a while. Duh. There we go. I keep my cards.
With your type samples?
Well, this is a blank one, but no, I've got. For some reason I had them in I have a few in my backpack. I think it's from the last time I went to Herman's. Yeah, they've been in there that long. But it was in case I bought something that I wanted to get a type sample for, so I just put a bunch of those cards in there. It's like I've got three packs that are this thick, and it's like, yeah, right, like I'm never gonna get through all those. But anyway, so yeah, I really don't use these 6 series too often for some reason. Don't really know why, but I decided to pull one out.
Well, I think the older typewriters are just kind of your wheelhouse or your comfort zone, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it's I don't exactly have space on my desk to, put a standard machine.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. Especially those, because those are
Especially, yeah, the closest thing to putting a standard machine, I could probably fit my Royal 5 in this spot.
yeah.
But anything else, too heavy. But the Royal 5 surprisingly it's not as heavy as you might think.
Okay.
It's kind of like a flat, it's kind of like a flat top. It's kind of like a flat profile.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, mom was telling me the guy who mows our yards is basically over at her house now mowing hers, and she's like, well, he might be coming over to your house afterwards. Yeah, well, if he's not kaput after mowing your backyard.
Yeah.
He has very thick grass back there. I don't know what kind of grass it is, but it's like whatever it is, it's thick.
Yeah.
And with all the rain we've had, it's had time to grow, and now the guy he's still doing our yards, but he hasn't. He got a day job now, and it's like, so he's keeping a few of the customers that he had, but so yeah, I'm happy that's the case, because I don't really care. I like the house. I don't care for doing the yard work, especially when it's pushing 100 today. It's like, nah.
Yeah. Oof.
Or is it maybe pushing 80 with 100 on the heat index? Well, whatever it is, it's hot outside, and I don't particularly care for that.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, it's so good to see you, Diane.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Oh, okay. It says 87. Well, if it'll update, it might tell me something else.
Yeah, exactly. But 87 with
Oh,
humidity.
96. I take that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have to
Oh.
update my I have to do the little push the button. But yeah, 96 and heat index of whatever it is, ugly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't feel so bad now.
You what? Oh,
I
it
don't
says
feel so bad now.
it says feels like 109.
Oh my. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's probably like nothing compared to Ted and Brian.
Well, but they don't have 50% humidity to go with it.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
what that heat index is for. It
Yeah.
factors in the humidity, and it's like yuck,
Yeah.
not fun. Not, and it's like yeah, there's people at the baseball stadium today because there's a baseball game,
Ah.
and it's like oh boy, they're gonna roast.
Ooh. Yeah, I gave up on doing day games. I only go to night games now.
Well, I remember I did one in when I was still going to school, and I wound up with blisters on my legs because it's one of these things when you're young. It's like, oh yeah, there's nobody in front of you. You put your feet on top of the chair to try and get some sun. Well, yeah, I got some sun, all right. I literally had blisters on my shins, and oh boy, that hurt. That was ugly, and
Yeah.
yeah, that was one of these days like this, and
Oh boy.
yeah,
when I was a kid, I got some really wicked sunburns on my shoulders that involved blisters. It was bad. And we're talking big blisters like this big.
oh no, I just had little blisters the size of my pinky nail, but it was like
Oh.
it was like more. It was like kind of just line it, just a whole bunch of them down my shins, and I couldn't wear pants for a week. Oh, it hurt.
Oh boy. Yeah, that would be painful on your shins, definitely. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was bad enough on my shoulders, but
Yeah.
Oh.
Come on, cat. Yep. Oh, hello.
Oh. We actually had yesterday we had a cat hanging out in our backyard. It's a stray cat. And I was pretty concerned about it because usually as soon as it sees me, it runs away, but it let me get fairly close. And I think it was just wiped out from the heat. It was just sleeping and sleeping. And I was like, man, is this cat gonna die in our backyard? But then it got up and stretched and walked away. So
yeah, probably just laying down in a place where it was relatively safe.
yeah. I was concerned though. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've gotten anything new lately. One of these days I'll figure out these silly Macs why the screen goes off to one side. And probably some setting I've created.
Yeah.
I don't know if I showed it on, actually I don't know if I showed it on here or this was a mirror I got, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago now.
Oh, cool.
It's like a compact mirror.
Yeah.
But it was an ad. Another trichrome machine ad, another trichrome ribbon ad.
Yeah. That's
it actually says black ribbon for documents, purple, I can't read it. Purple, well, purple for whatever it is, and red for purple copying for letters, I think, red for emphasis. I wish I could find a ribbon, one of these trichrome ribbons somewhere. It'd be fun to try and bring it to life just enough to try it.
Yeah.
It would. I think Herman might have some on his machines. I don't know if I could, talk him out of one so I could give it a try. Uh,
Excellent.
hmm.
Oh, bye, Bill. Thanks for joining us. Oh, tomorrow is International Cat Day. And it's fitting because we're gonna go see some kittens tomorrow.
How are you?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, very cool.
What
Let's see.
kind of kittens?
Uh,
You have any preference for what brand? Make, model?
They're just I heard them referred to as Moogies, but they're basically just mixed breed or mixed. We believe they're short hair, but we're not entirely sure because
yeah,
they're at the age that you can't tell if they're long hair yet or not. So
yeah. It's nothing like the Maine Coon.
No.
Well, that's the only one I know. So.
Oh, well, you probably know the Siamese cat.
Yeah,
Yep.
that one, and also the bald one.
Oh,
the hairless cat.
I love those. Oh man, I would love to have one of those. Oh, Ted is preparing for International Cat Day tomorrow. Some nice kitty rubs. Well, he's muted right now, but I'm wondering which cat that is. I think he's about to tell us.
A black cat, Friday the 13th.
There you go. Oh, there's a black cat too.
His name is Leoben.
Leoben?
Leoben.
Leoben.
Yes.
Oh.
All three of mine are named after, well, the three I used to have were named after Cylons. One was number 6, one was Boomer, and one was Leoben, who was one of the male Cylons. But then number 6 died, and had to get Bowie. So now we have David Bowie.
Yeah.
Which doesn't fit at all, but
yeah, I know.
That's how it works.
Yep.
This is Hogan.
Oh.
Is he a hero?
He's named after Colonel Hogan.
Yep.
He's a hero.
We figured.
Yeah, well, I have a gray one who's named after Colonel Klink. He's Klink. But unlike his namesake, that cat has long hair. And I actually have to have him shaved a couple of times a year. It's long it gets that matted. But right now he's in a state of, he was just shaved while he was at the vet while I was recovering, and so he's nice and slim and trim, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh. What is that one, William?
This is Jake.
Oh yes, Jake and
Elwood.
Elwood, yes.
After the Blues Brothers.
Yeah. I wonder if Koa is insulted by all these cats. I assume
he's not watching. He went someplace else.
Okay. I assume he wouldn't get along with cats.
He hadn't really met cats. He doesn't really know cats.
Okay.
He would probably love them, and want to play with them, and they would not want to play back.
Yeah, exactly.
He loves everybody.
Oh, he is precious. Excellent. All right. Let's see here.
I get some. 1 second. Here's something I wanted to show Ted.
Yeah.
A couple of these I told you about. They're actually 3 CDs from when when you could actually buy them in a store when they're real things.
They're essentially EPs or even singles, right?
Yeah, there's the one has 3 tracks on it, the other one has just 2, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're very tiny. I bought them in the store when they came out.
Yeah.
Oh, those are cool.
But the thing I love about them is that they're the exact right size that you can stick them on a number 10 envelope and just mail it with a regular stamp with a letter and a picture and everything. So
Yeah.
it's just a very convenient size.
And they fit in the library card pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
My They Might Be Giants, They Might Be Giants book has a pocket in the front for a full-size CD. So it's like a library card pocket, but it's bigger. It's big enough for a 5-inch CD. That was really cool.
Yeah, there were loads of I used to, well, because I'm a programmer, I used to get lots of those big thick books on programming languages. They used to sell at Fry's.
And they'd have a CD in it.
You know, I had always had a CD pocket at the back where all the code examples were in. So
Yeah.
I kind of miss those years where, you know, you always got a little treat in the back of the book.
It was a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had one of those for Visual Basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I very briefly got into I think it was C++.
Mm-hmm. So you know all about O'Reilly books and Sam's books and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But
huge industry back then.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mainly we did Visual Basic though. We were actually working on a video game, but it ended up not working out. But well, we didn't finish it. I'll put it that way. It was working out fine. We just didn't finish it.
That happens.
Yeah, it was pretty cool though. I think it was called Hal. The main character was a little halibut.
Okay.
So my youngest brother was doing the artwork for it. My second oldest brother was doing the programming, and I was doing the music. So
okay, yeah, that makes sense. Multi-talented family.
Yeah, exactly. But the funny thing is, now my brother is like an amazing musician, the younger brother. And he's actually done scores for, well, I think he's done some feature-length films. Oh, you know, indie, but a lot of horror movies.
Hey, you know,
yeah,
that's an industry too.
Yep. But by day he's a speech pathologist, so he's all hoity-toity.
Yep. We all have our side hustles.
Yeah. How many do you have, Ted?
Quite a lot.
I know. But that's good. It keeps life interesting, you know? So
keeps the brain, the little gray cells going.
Yeah. You know, I probably won't act on it, but I have another idea for
you. Have a lot on your shoulders, dude.
I know.
Doing a podcast, this thing, like almost, it's like church. You guys, you have more sessions than church.
Than Catholic Church.
Yeah, that, you know, podcasts, and you know, you're trying to run a couple websites. What's up with you?
I know.
And you have a job.
I know.
And a little library at the outside of your yard that you keep up.
Yep. Yeah, so it's definitely an idea. I decided no, I can't do it. I can't take on any more. But essentially, it would be a social media site just for typewriter people.
Oh, he's gonna make Facebook.
Facebook for typewriter people, yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I even found an excellent domain name, which I'm not gonna share because I might.
Don't let me be a naysayer. If you want to make Facebook for typewriter lovers, then you go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of seeing how typo radio catches on, because right now it hasn't caught on.
There's another thing we didn't even mention: typo radio.
I know. So if that, I'll give it several months or maybe even as much as a year, and if it doesn't catch on, then maybe I'll ditch that and work on this other idea.
All right. Get your domain name first, though.
Yeah. I have.
Don't let me guess it out from under you.
I know. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. but yeah, I have too many things. So, and that, that's one reason I am changing some of these meetings to hanging with the poor typist, because it'll be a day for me to relax and just enjoy and not worry about all these fancy graphics and
Just think of something else to do.
exactly. Yes. Christoph, you have your hand up?
Yeah, you should create this social media, because they created I took a look about photography. They created a social media about film photography, only film photography, because Instagram became very, very second TikTok
Yes.
social media, and photographs get less and less views.
Yeah.
And it became a mess, and they created a lot of social media about photography outside the biggest one.
Yeah, that's true. Like, once you have a company that's specializing in like short video, then they all have to get on the bandwagon and do the short videos and the vertical videos, which I hate. And oh boy, yeah, but I don't know. You're giving me like the nudge to do it now.
But Typewriter is already a social media.
Yeah, in a way it is, yeah. But this would be like completely open. I mean, you would have to register, but yeah, it wouldn't be like a database or anything like that. But we'll see. But now you have me thinking. Oh my goodness.
Greg, I think Facebook for Typists should be an actual book. Should be an actual. You send it in the mail. Want to comment on something? You type it under the picture or whatever. And you post pictures. You'll Instax pictures or.
Yeah.
You have to mail it to the next person to let them comment on stuff. And
yeah.
Around in a circle.
There you go. Hey, we keep coming back to the idea of the round robin letters, or the chain, not chain letters. It's what was it? Sequential letters?
Yeah, sequential.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I just have too much fun with coming up with ideas. So.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we are off to a friend's 75th birthday party this afternoon. And so my wife just created a card. This is the draft of it. We wanted to buy you a pair of alligator shoes for your birthday, but we didn't know what size shoes your alligator took. Sorry.
Excellent. All right. Well, it was so good to see you, William.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know if I'll be here next week. We'll have to see what goes on at church and go from there.
Okay.
Other than that, I'll touch base. I'll renew my membership this afternoon and hang out with you guys for another year.
Very good. Very good.
Okay. Take care, all. God bless, and we'll see you next Saturday. All.
Okay. Thank you, William. Ted, did you type something? Is that for us or is that for you? Sorry. I keep putting you on the spot. I saw you typing earlier, so I
have to switch off the speakers and turn on the microphone.
Oh man.
Put on my headphones. Busy doing something. I am typing a letter to Brian Good.
Oh, there you go.
Writing a new one. So
we have letters crossing right here on Type
getting a jump on the inevitable occurrence of his letter to me.
Excellent. That's very cool. All All right. Well, in the comments, Diane had a question for you. She was asking what did you say about this model of Galaxy?
Oh, it's the early Galaxy. It's the first version. So it has the sliding part is it's more hinky than the later ones. The later ones have two rods that come up and it rocks on those slides. This one, the earlier ones just kind of slide forward. They don't really come up and slide forward. And they can, it's all built into the sheet metal, so it can get jammed pretty easy. So it's just, it was an early design. I actually like the way those covers look because they have a smaller hole in the middle. It's more 60s looking. It's very, Jetsons.
Yeah.
It's the kind of the purest version of that Jetsons aesthetic for the Galaxy. And so I have one of those, and they're really nice. It's in blue. I like her black one though. It's a really nice.
Yeah, I had one that was kind of tomato soup red.
Oh yeah. Hunter Red. That's the Holly Golightly one.
It had the price marked on it in marker, and I tried to get it off. And eventually I tried putting it in the dishwasher, which I had done with other plastic typewriters, but it took almost all the color off.
Oh,
it came off with a wash. So, but it didn't get rid of the price sticker. It just took the red paint off. It was just very pale pink when it got done, and the price was still jet blacky.
I think we should therefore recommend that people don't put their typewriters in the dishwasher.
Yeah, don't do that. It's not a good idea. I think I did with like 2 typewriters that were plastic, and I had no problem with them. They worked great. I even took the keys off and ran them through in the little basket where the silverware goes.
Yeah.
And they came out beautiful. And then then I tried this with Corona, and I've never done it again.
Yeah.
It's going to work fine unless it destroys it. So one or the other.
Well, you're from Arizona. You should know what heat does to red paint.
Yeah. Not good.
We don't actually have red cars here. We have pink cars here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Cars are either white or turning white.
Oh. Woo.
Koa just knocked it over.
Oh, okay. I was getting dizzy there.
Cars in Arizona are either white or turning white.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 2 kind of cars.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I'm hoping we'll see if it actually happens this year, because I had a similar thought last year, but I'm hoping in the fall or possibly the winter to visit Arizona, because I have a brother that lives in Arizona, and I've never visited him since he moved there, and I realized that Bullhead City is nowhere near either of you. So, well, you guys are practically across town from each other, right?
Buckeye, I don't actually know where Buckeye is.
Oh, okay, maybe not then.
I know we're going down to Buckeye, but
okay.
That's the Funk Junkies.
Buckeye is very far away. You start in Phoenix. Phoenix, you drive through like Glendale and Arrowhead and all that, and eventually you get to Buckeye before you hit the desert.
It's like going to Twin Arrows. It's like way the heck out there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very far. It's along like the relatively major highway, but it takes almost an hour to get there.
Oh wow!
Mesa from here. So Phoenix is just nothing but sprawl. It's like sprawl defined. Phoenix.
Yeah, it's
wow.
I always say it's like people build cities up in big cities, but you don't want to make buildings that tall here, and there's just more desert every place around you. So like I could make this building go up like 10 stories in the middle of town, but it's gonna be really hot. Or I could just put something in this other vacant lot with cactus in it, and they just keep doing that, building out and out.
Yeah, it's been doing that since the really since the 20s, but ever since the 60s, it's been going like gangbusters. And then the 80s, 90s, tech just flooded here, and the cities just went. I mean, I was when I was a kid, and up until when I was in high school, the Phoenix metro area was distinct cities. There were long roads that went between them. So
Yeah.
you had to drive to Tempe. You had to drive to Chandler. There was a dirt road going to Gilbert. And
Now
you
it's
know,
like you
now-
just look at a sign to see what city you just
yeah.
drove into.
And since my high school days, basically I've just watched this city spread out into places where I played as a kid in the desert. Like I used to live across the street from the desert, and I'd go out there with my pellet gun and go shooting doves and stuff.
Yeah.
And that all been bulldozed and turned into businesses and houses and condos and golf courses and Walmarts.
Yeah.
But
Where I live
it's been
now,
crazy.
Yeah.
Where I live now is a planned community called Verado.
Mhm.
And it was just nothing in the desert. Like this house was the first one built on this street. So you used to go to Google Maps and it would say like, you're in the desert someplace. I don't know where you are. And everything is built up around us. There's tons of houses. There's we just put a Fry's grocery store in down the street. They widened the street to 4 lanes.
It's
just
still going. This city is still
huge.
going.
It's Buckeye's the fastest growing city in the U.S.
Yeah.
Or was at some point, just because there's so much land and just building houses like crazy.
Wow.
With no water, but
Yeah.
they'll figure that out.
That's the problem. We got land. We don't got water.
Yeah, no, they're going to figure that out in a year or two, and the housing values going to be on the toilet.
Yeah. I know.
Anyways, more than you wanted to know about Phoenix.
Now that you've had the tour of our town.
I know, huh?
Well, but come down and visit. We'll show you all the stuff.
Yeah, there you go. That's kind of reminiscent of how it is here, as far as the cities are so close together that you just go straight from one to the other. There's like no space in between cities.
Yeah,
like
I know.
between Riverside and Marina Valley. Well, let's put it this way. So you have like this business area. There's like shopping centers, and then there's the mall. So on one side of the street is Riverside, and on the other side of the street is Merino Valley. So, and then on the other side of Riverside, there's Norco and there's Corona, and we're just all like bunched up together, no space between. And I kind of don't like that, because it doesn't give you those long scenic views, or long scenic drives, I should say. Yeah. So
Well, that's what the rest of Arizona is like.
Oh, okay.
Something like 70-80% of the population of Arizona is in Maricopa County, where we are. So there's like everyone's here, and then you got 10 miles outside of town, and you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's some pretty land stuff out there.
Yeah.
Just not plenty of water.
I know. Oh man. Excellent. But yes, I hope to visit. So if meetups are arranged, that could work.
Well, we're going to take you to Bill Wall's place, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Have you ever been to Dwayne Jetson's shop?
I have, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
not as
several years
impressive
ago.
Not as impressive as Bill Wall.
Yeah, I mean, he works out of his brother's garage, so.
True. This is a very nice garage.
Yeah, but it's very well appointed. I know he had a lot of stuff in there, and
Oh yeah, he does.
he has it very well organized.
Yeah.
Even has his his certifications from when he did his typewriter schools. All of his
Oh.
classes that he took, and so he has those up on the wall. It's
Oh, he has official training.
yeah, it's impressive.
Wow.
Well, you have to see Ted's place and Bill's, and come over across town. And you can see Dwayne's and my place.
There you
We're
go.
kinda on
There you
on the side of town.
Very cool. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna mute now, and I'm
Okay, me too.
Oh, yep, you're muted. Yep. Well, I do have to say, I think things are winding down a little bit, and we're only at 11:24. So I don't know. I think. Well, let's. I'll make myself big. I don't usually get that opportunity. So let's see here. Yes.
Tell us
So-
a story, Greg.
Oh, I that's too much pressure. Too much pressure, but yes, let's do a look through of the Etc. magazine, the spring 2022 issue. You have the editor's notes there by Paul Robert, and of course we have both Ted and Diane listed in under the directors. Very, very cool. Excellent. Yeah, this is definitely not in my wheelhouse, but I'm interested in it in that it's where typewriters come from. Because this, I mean, I love to look at this and I'm gonna love reading about it, but I have no interest in owning one of those. I mean, if it fell into my lap or if I could get it cheaply, sure, but but as far as the repairing it or anything like that, no. I
Yeah,
have no-
but it's one of a kind.
Well, there you go. There you go. So
So you're not gonna own it.
I know, right? Well, maybe if I win that Mega Millions. Has anyone won that yet? I don't know.
Somebody won it. I don't know if anybody's come forward yet.
Oh,
They-
okay.
They don't have to in Illinois. The ticket was sold up by Chicago, and they don't they don't have to identify themselves,
Okay. Okay.
which is
I
probably a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. I played, but I fully expected not to win, but yeah, had I won, maybe I would buy this axial typewriter. Yeah. And then we have an article about the Olivetti's master designer. That should be interesting. Yeah. Very cool. I'm very impressed with this. Nice glossy pages and full color pictures throughout, and I did see Diane in this picture here of the live from Tony's. I don't know if that was I think that was some sort of special event. What was that, Diane?
It's basically the early typewriter collector's version of this.
Oh, okay. Got it.
That we're having, but it's it's kind of, I think it's kind of, I don't want to say it's by an invitation only. That's kind of what it was. I mean, it's like you say you want to attend and he'll put you on a list and he'll email you whenever there's a date.
Okay.
Because it's not on a regular schedule as this is, because there actually are people in Europe who show up, and so there's people from all over the place that do come onto that call.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like there was one guy who showed us his collection, and I guess it was, I don't know, pushing 3 a.m. there because it was over in Europe, and it was quite the collection. Let's just put it that way.
Now, those are Zoom only, right? They're not on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not recorded or anything.
Okay. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Do you know, has that been discussed at all? Like sharing it on YouTube or?
I don't know. I don't know if Tony wants to go to all that trouble.
Well, yeah, there's some effort involved, but it can be done. Yeah. And I think the typewriter community would benefit from that, definitely. But at the same time, I'm sure it's kind of cool just having it like a select group of people too. So yeah.
Yeah, it's usually during the week sometimes, so it's not on the weekend like this is.
Okay.
Fixing and Emerson.
Yeah.
Without a lathe.
Yes, without a lathe. Yeah. Snooty and pretentious.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, this is quite impressive. It's almost too bad it only comes out quarterly, but I'm sure there's only so much material you can go over though.
Pretty much.
Plus, there's quite an effort to put this together too.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Do you do some of the proofreading for it, Diane, or?
Let's just say I try to, but I haven't always been that great at catching the email in my inbox.
Okay.
I mean, the last issue, no, because I was kind of laid up without internet. Yeah, I know, I saw that. Yeah, I would like to get one of my machines back from the repair shop, but because I was talking to the guy last Friday, or no, last Thursday maybe. I don't know. It was a week ago Friday. And it's like I said, yeah, there's a type bar that is broken in here, and I've managed to source a replacement. But it's like, I'm not really sure how to go about doing that. I don't know if you have to take the carriage off or if you just take the whole top off. And I'm kind of chicken. We had a good laugh about that because that's basically why it's been sitting over there for a couple of years, and that's pretty much wise because I'm kind of chicken. I don't really know, and I've managed to screw up some things quite unintentionally.
Oh.
Not necessarily on those, on more modern machines, but still it ticks me off that I did that,
Yeah.
And I can't always source. I haven't been able to source a replacement for the latest bungle yet. I'm still working on it. I might just have to take one of my other machines that I'm not using for some reason. I'm sure there's a reason in the back of my head why I'm not using that machine. I might just have to take the part off there and put it on the other one. Even though the one I would be taking off of is in perfectly good shape. But for some reason I'm not using it, and I don't quite remember what that is.
Yeah.
Something the seller said at the time I bought it, and I want to say is, I think he said something about, I super glued some, I put like a dot of super glue to keep this thing together, and I think maybe, and I don't remember what that was, and I think that's why it doesn't see much use.
Oh.
And I'm not sure that I don't remember what part it was or where it was. It was somewhere down inside of it. And I just, for whatever reason, I don't use it very much.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
Yeah.
So what is Type Pals Radio? I'm seeing your scroll on the side, and I don't know anything about the stuff there.
Yeah. So Type Pals Radio is basically another way to listen to the podcast. But it works differently. It works more like radio. Like you turn on the radio and it's already in the middle of programming. So it's very similar to that. So you go to Typo Radio and you press play, and it's probably going to be in the middle of an episode, but it'll just be a random episode. And recently, I got permission from David to put Austin Typewriter Inc. on there. So there's 14 episodes of that and 14 episodes of Type Pals podcast on there. And then I'm working with some people to come up with other programming. So hopefully something will come of that. Yeah. I'm gonna. What's that?
You're a busy beaver.
I know. And then I get stressed out and I'm like, I do it to myself.
Well, this is true.
But see, I'm an idea person, and like one of the most thrilling things in life is coming up with an idea and making it real. In fact, I recently, within the last couple months, I invented a game, and I made some prototypes of it, and they're like, I mean, I call them prototypes, but they're really, they could be considered finished, but I'm still working on the game though. So I haven't even involved any beta testers or anything yet. So, but that's yet another project for me. Oh,
At least you get to the point where you do the things. I never seem to get. I might get the idea, but I never seem to act on it. So
yeah. Well, you know, I have a bunch of websites or domains registered for projects that have never even been started. So I do that too, but I think these typewriter related projects in particular, I see to fruition because I immediately see a benefit from it. So you know, I get positive feedback and whatnot, especially on this, of course, and then on the podcast. Not so much on Typo Radio, but that, you know, that's still very recent. So, and I think once there's more of a variety of programming on there, it'll be more enticing for people to tune in and see what's playing. But especially if I can get some exclusive content on there, that would be especially interesting. Yeah. One of the things I'm kind of toying with to do on there is, I don't know if it'd just be like an hour or if it'd be like certain hours like late at night or what, but basically just the sounds of typewriters, like no speaking or anything, just the sounds of typewriters, like it, because people have mentioned that it like helps them sleep or something like that. And
ASMR.
yeah. So it kind of be like that. And I kind of oh, let me zoom in on you, Ted.
Ted's holding something.
Yeah.
I've already got a CD for you.
Oh, cool.
Of typing sounds and
Oh,
explosions.
Cool. Oh.
And chickens.
Very.
Did you do the infrared photography?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
On actual real film, or is it digital?
No, it's a I have a modified Sony DC
okay.
something F717.
Uh-huh.
The one with the night shot ability.
Oh.
I have it so I can switch it on and off, and so then I have different nanometer filters, infrared filters that I put on there, and a neutral density filter to actually do the exposure.
Oh, I see.
And so it's a process, but it's fun.
Uh-huh.
And I did a photo shoot here at this chicken farm, and
that looks very cool.
Picked some recordings of me typing at the chicken farm. So I'll have to send this to Gregory. At the
there you go.
It's Surly Chicken Farms.
Wow. That is so cool. But yeah, I've had thoughts of just it would probably just be like an hour, like a special hour of just typing sounds. I've had thoughts of requesting people to submit the sounds, and it'd use the same system I have for the messages for the podcast, which is inbox.typepals.com, and then you can just record from there. So yeah, I haven't set it up on there obviously because I'm still toying with this idea, but it would be easy enough to do it that way. And
I've got some content for you.
There you go. There you go.
I wish I could somehow figure out how to record the Smith Premier Bell.
Just with your phone.
Well, but then getting it off of the phone and to somebody, yeah. Ted's got a microphone. I have a microphone like that.
It's just a little digital recorder. It's like a $99 thing you can get at Amazon. So Zoom H1N records great. If you get a little wind rat for it, then put it over the top. And these microphones are great for ambient sound. You can do up to, I think, 96K waves. So that's really high quality.
Then how do you get from there to your computer?
It records to a SD card. So you can either hook it up via USB, or you can take the SD card out and put it in your computer and download the files. It'll record as waves or MP3s or whatever you need.
That is awesome.
So
yeah.
I think I have a different version of that of a digital recorder, but I don't know.
Well,
I
this
never,
is stereo, so and it's got good stereo separation. So
Yeah, because it has the two separate microphones, right?
yeah,
Pointing
it's-
different directions. Let me
Oh,
zoom in on you.
gotta hold it in front of the thing.
There we go. Yep. There we go. Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
handy. I've grown to really like this, and I'm used to carrying tape recorders around, like
Yeah.
actual tape recorders.
Yeah.
And microphones hooked to those tape recorders, and
Yeah.
D-cell batteries to power the tape recorders.
I know, huh?
And tapes to put in the tape recorders.
Yep.
This,
I
this
think I
is
had
so
a
much
Zoom-
nicer.
I had a Zoom H2 or something.
Oh, that's probably perfect for what you want to do. I don't know why you don't use it.
Probably because I don't really, I don't know if I've ever been able to figure out how to use it properly.
Oh.
That's why they come with instruction manuals.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure if I'm not sure where that would be though.
It's on their website.
I
Just search for the model number.
I have to find the thing first. It's like, yeah,
Oh.
I saw it recently, but it's somewhere in the pile.
I only have so
Diane-
many answers for you, Diane.
What?
Excuses.
I only have so many answers for you, Diane.
I know, right?
Yeah, I have a mess.
You know what? I can almost always find a manual online if I type in the model number and PDF. I just add PDF at the end, and it almost always brings up the manual. So I did that with the camcorder I recently got, actually. And there it was, and I downloaded it for free. So yeah.
The internets are very handy.
Yes. And of course you can do that with typewriters as well, because they're on there.
You know, it's these things are there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you have to put them there, but
Yes.
they eventually end up there.
Yeah. Well, I think we're kind of winding down, so I think I might have the afternoon off.
How about that? Where'd everybody go?
Let me check the comments real quick. Nope, there's nothing in the comments, so I think we're good. But unless anybody had any typing prompts or questions or comments they wanted to share, yeah.
Come on, wake up, people. Actually, let me look at the
it's
gallery
funny.
view.
What?
Are we the only ones here? No, Ken's still here.
Yeah, we're
Christoph's.
pretty much the only ones here.
Yeah, just
Well, there's still a couple of people left.
Yeah.
They've all abandoned us. I think
There
it's
you
because
go.
we made it into the Ted and Gregory show.
Yeah.
That's
You can make a
funny.
podcast.
I tried to go away, but you know,
Oh.
They
drawing me
keep
into
pulling
it.
you back in
Yeah.
every time they got a question
Yeah.
for you.
Tried to be subtle.
All right. Well, I guess we'll end here then.
Right.
But again, I do want to thank everybody for being here, and
For
it was
having
still
us.
fast, even though it was a little shorter than usual. Yeah.
We
Excellent.
won't overstay our welcome.
Okay, so I can get to bed early today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go to bed, Roger.
Thank you for that you're allowing me to do that.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. And remember to join us next Sunday, this same time, same place, for Hanging with the Poor Typist. It could be very low key. So,
Oh, before I go,
yes.
I registered. Well, I sent a note for the sequential letter.
Oh, cool.
So let's wait and see what it is, what it will become.
Yeah, excellent.
Because
I think
it said they were closing June 30th or something, but that's about a week ago. Or was it before that, June 7th? I don't remember, but well, we'll see what happens.
Okay. If not, we'll start another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a little more organized about it.
Yeah.
Announce it actually on the podcast where
Yeah, there you go.
you know, where you might
yeah,
get
they
some
said-
people signing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said they would take about 7 or so and then start a new one.
Okay.
So
Right.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.